uh Next one is the where you want to store your projects. It can be any location. If you want to click here, you can choose any location if you want. Most of the time they created a Android Studio project on your root directory, I would say, and whatever name you are giving here, it will try to name the same one. For today we are gonna make our app Hack AZ 2019. How does it? Yeah. And see, like they're gonna create a new project like Hack AZ 2019. By the way, do you guys have any trouble with following along? Awesome. Let me know if you like want me to go slow or a little bit fast, and click on next. This is a very interesting page. Here we are gonna make apps for phone or tablet. We can make apps for the Android OS or TV or Android Auto or Android Things, like Android Things for IoT. But basically, right, this workshop will be focused on and phone and tablets. And in the next box, you will see like a list that is saying like API 21. It started from API 14, Android 4.0 from Ice Cream, I believe. Yeah, Ice Cream Sandwich, to like the very current one, Android 9 to Pi. This is one of the important decision you have to make before you're creating an apps, because most of the people in this world, they don't have the like the very current version of the Android operating system. Many of the people have like the previous version, maybe like KitKat or Marshmallow or Nougat. So in that scenario, you might want to consider a version that works most of the people. But the trade-off is, if you do the very current version, like they add like the most current feature to the like very current version, like Android Pie have a very new features. This is you're gonna miss if you select like Android 6 Marshmallow. So like in that scenario, you have to like make a like quite a smart decision maybe, but it's up to you how you're gonna decide it. And if you decide something, like say for example, if I decide Marshmallow, it will say like I have 62% people who have this version, who have this device with a like with a Marshmallow updated. If I change it to the Android 5.1, it's gonna be like 82%. That means we are covering like 80% of the people who have the Android device, and they have already have the Lollipop installed on their device. For the simplicity, I will go with Lollipop, because that thing we are gonna make is gonna be very simple. And just ignore the rest of the part. Go to the next. All right. Here you will see like a list of the activities on Android. Everything, every pages, every screen you are see on your phone, they are called activities. Most of the time, the main entry point, you might want to say like main activities, and you have a like lot of samples like basic activities with a like fab buttons, floating action points buttons. I think uh, I'm gonna touch it later. Also, like you have a like bottom navigation button. Maybe you will see this type of application like Instagram. Like you have a camera button at the middle, and side like a profile on the other side, maybe like newsfeed kind of stuff. Also, like if you have like top navigation button, this is kind of like a WhatsApp. Say you have like chat rooms. In the other tab you have like profile. In the other tab, like you have like talking with like specific peoples, this kind of stuff. So these are the called navigation tabs. And there are other kind of stuff. You will have like you have a lot of things. Also you have like navigation droid that is come from the like left side of your screen. Most of the time they act as a like profile view. If you have your Gmail apps on your phone, if you swipe up from the left, you will see like your profile. That is called the navigation drawer. For today, we are wanna start with from the ground. Say we don't know anything about Android, just start with the empty activity. That means it doesn't have anything inside. By the way, if you have any question, please feel free to ask. Click on next. Alright, now we have to define our activity name. So as I said before, the main entry point, most of the Android apps started with main activity. So we're gonna make it default. And here's the interesting part, layout name. What is the difference between layout name and activity main? They are kind of named similar, right? But why they have two things we have to like define. These are like very basic thing on the mobile app development. I don't know if any of you guys have experience with iOS app development or did anything with iOS. Anybody? Cool. All right. On the iOS, similar with the iOS and Android, main activity will be the Java file, like Java source code, and the activity underscore main, it will be the XML file. That's in this file we will define our layout, how we are want our screen to looks like. So everything on the if you guys work with like MVC in the Java, it's kind of similar, a similar way. Like this is the view and this is gonna be like model and controller. Does it make sense? Cool. So that's gonna be our like layout file, activity underscore main, and that main activity will be our Java source code. That's where we are going to like write out all the logics. Then click on finish. I'm gonna make it a little bigger. And sometimes I have to say it, Android Studio is like big software and sometimes it can be very slow. So make sure if it's loading for a long time, just give it a time, take time to load it up, and it will come back later very soon. Alright, when you create a new project, you will have this screen. Don't get scared. Here's a lot of thing you have to but I'm gonna explain everything. First you have a manifest file. I will explain later. Then Java file. Java file means all the Java source code will be inside there. Here is just forget the next directory. Go to the res defined for the resources. Like all the resources will be inside the res folder. First, take care of the Java one. Click on the arrow button, it will expand it. If you make it a little bigger, you will see our package name. If you guys familiar with the package name in Java, that acts just similar the way Java package works. Or if you don't know about the Java package, how does it work, don't worry about it. It's just a reverse domain naming system. This is the way it will make sure your package name will be always unique. It's never gonna match with anyone else in the world. That will important when you upload your apps on the Play Store. You will have three directory here. The first one, nothing else here. The second one will be the Android test. Third one will be just test. They are for like JUnit test if you does anything with Java, with Eclipse. These are that for testing things, but we are mainly focused on the first directory where our main source code lives in. That makes sense? Awesome. So this is our main source file right now we have, and if we take a little look, like just take a deep look on this one. This start with the package name of the package, and importing two classes. These classes is directly from Google, so these classes ensure like you have access all the widgets, all the element in one apps needed. This class will ensure you will include this in your this file. And it starts with the main activity, which is extend from the app compat activity. This is like maybe an abstract class, and we have to always, when we create a new app, we always have to extend from this class. And when we extend from this class, we will always have a like free method on create. On create, what does it sound like? Anyone want to volunteer, please?
That's what happens when that app first gets compiled to run.
Awesome, that is the thing, right? So when it's like first compile, this method will run first. That when the create, when the main screen is creating, this function will invoke. In here they are calling a super functions. Also they are calling a set content view r.layout.activity main. Did you guys remember what was the activity main was? There was the like XML file that I said before. That was the, like a layout file. We wanna design how our UI gonna look like. So let's see where our activity main file located in. Go to the rest folder. You will see like a lot of folder, maybe more than four folders. Some of you maybe, I think it at least has to be 4. And if you go to the layouts, you will see activity underscore main dot xml. Click on that one. Wow, it looks like our phone screen. This is like the free screen you will get when you just run a blank applications. There's nothing fancy here. So here's the design. You can drag and drop from here. Here's a like lot of widgets pre-built. Or if you are comfortable with the like XML file, it's a like kind of HTML style file. Have you ever worked with HTML? Like it started with like angle brackets and ended with like backslash angle bracket close. Or if you don't comfortable with, but yeah, that is important. Like sometimes we have to, when you get expert on the Android programming, you will learn a lot with the like XML file. You will feel more comfortable to work on this one. But for the beginners, I would say this is like a very nice interface to start with. And last couple of minutes, like maybe 10 minutes, I have a plan to like spend my time here, because here's a lot of thing I want to show you, because this is really cool. All right, when I click that one, it's just a text view. If you see here, you will see like all the nested tree style nested one each other. That means you have a constraint layout at the top. That is the root of our tree. And inside our tree, there is a like text view. Inside a text view, there is just hello world. It's a like very classic example. When any programmer start with new programming things, they start with hello world. That's why they just hardcore it. And if we want to change it, hello world, to any other stuff, you will see a lot of options on your right hand side. If you by the way, if any of you guys having a trouble with like finding any of the options, just let me know. We can figure out something. So on your right hand side, you will have like a lot of options, including the text. There is other options like font families, typeface, text sizes. If I increase the text sizes from 24, this text gets bigger. Boom. Also like inline spacing extra, a lot of things like indent, alignment, bold, Italian. So however you want to design your code, like design your UI screen, everything will be here. So you can define everything as you want. And sometimes this is the like the most common used element you want to access. But if you want to access more, there will be a link, view all attributes, at the bottom. That one, you might want to click on this, and you will see like how many options you might have. Like you can control a lot of things. If any of you like working on Android, oh sorry, web programming, you might familiar with the padding things, maybe elevation is like the how much you wanna like make a shadow, like it will elevate from your screen to your kind of elevate a little bit, that makes like a 3D kind of effect. Like alpha is like how much alpha 0, that means it will be invisible. Alpha 1, alpha value can be 0 to 1. Alpha 0 means like it's invisible, it's nothing. Or alpha 1 means like it's gonna be like fully visible. But if you want to like make it like semi visible, like little bit of visible, you can make it like 0.5. You see like color get changes. If you make it 0, it's nothing, it's no. So you can play around with the all the option you have. And you can have a background tint, that means background color kind of stuff. A lot of options, to be honest. So you can by the time you will have experience with the Android Studio and the Android programming, you will learn a lot. So here's a lot of things you can change your UI based on your preference. Go back to the fewer attributes. Now, hello world, we don't want to start with hello world, we just want to start with today, like we are in the Hack Arizona. Let's start with, we want to change the hello world to any other text. So go to the text tab, Hack AZ 2019, boom. Just this way you can just hardcode this one. And if you want to see how does it looks like on your phone, just click on this play button. You will see a list. Some of you have a like empty list, like nothing inside. Who doesn't have nothing inside, like those who doesn't have nothing inside, you will have to like create a virtual box, a virtual device. So this person will create new virtual device. Click on there and just make sure you download a phone emulator, like, or simulator with a like Play Store enabled, like just to make sure, like because sometimes you need Play Store enable with your device. It will help you later if you work on a like very Google related things. It will help you a lot. So make sure you download one of these that has a like Play Store enabled, and click on next. Then you will see a lot of Android SDK version. It started with the Nougat, Oreo, Pie. You can start with the latest version, Pie. Click on download, it will start downloading. As soon as you click on the download, you will see like a lot of files started to download. And I wanted you to download this emulator before, because if all of you start to download the emulator at the same time, maybe it gets slow and it might stuck. But in case if you don't have it, and if you want to follow this thing later, I also have it here on my dummy website, I would say. So you can follow this video, and hopefully it should be very straightforward. Just it will take some times. If you click on next, it will just download and your emulator should be ready. So right now we want to run this app. Click on the run app, and I already have my emulator run app running on the background. But if you don't, just click one of the options you have and click on OK. So I am using Pixel 2 XL with API version 26. I believe it's a Oreo or Nougat. Oreo, I believe. Click on OK. Oh no. Oh. Alright, I have to rerun my emulator. It just getting zoom in. See, you will see like this screen. So just select Pixel 2 or whatever device you downloaded. Click on OK. You see this apps is running, it's live. Now you have your very first Android mobile app on your phone. If you wonder where does it go, If you go there and to the menu, you will see Hack AZ 2019 over there. Click on this, boom. This is your very first Android application, might be, in case if this is the first time you are working with the Android Studio. Anybody is okay? Awesome. All right, let's say what other options we have. So all the options we can work with, like anything you can imagine, most of the thing already built in on the Android Studio, so you don't have to create anything. Most of the thing is already built in. Yes, something you might want to like customize your app a lot. In that case, you might have to like, you might want to use like other external libraries, but most of the time is the thing you want, like very common things like a text view, like this one, like a button. This is the most important things, button to click something, or like image view. This is the other important thing, so you can show an image on your screen. Recycler view is like another very basic like deep concept. uh, just leave it, just forget it now, because it will render on demand. Because say for example, I'm just gonna give you just a little intro that what the recycler view does. If you have a like infinite list, and rendering infinite list at the same time is gonna be expensive, so better the thing you can see in the screen, maybe in your screen only 6 list can be show up, then you only render only 6 element. So when you scroll up, then the next 6 element will be render. This is the called recycler view. And scroll view, that means like just like a web page, you scroll a lot of things at the same times. And switch, I think you guys are very familiar with this one, switch, right? So you can, this is the like most common element you can use, but there's other ways like text. You will wonder how many text widget they have, like text view, like a normal text view, or plain text is similar with the like text view, but very tiny differences. Like password, when you like log into any of your mobile apps, you might have a like password with a like star or like dotted, so that nobody can see that what the text is, so it's for the security, so it's gonna be password. Email, a phone number, this field specific. The reason is when you open a keyboard, when you have a like email field, when you tap on these text boxes, the keyboard will show up with a like at the rate of sign. Or when you have a like number, when you tap on the text box, text view, the keyboard will show up with only the number. That's why you might want to like consider, if your field is a number or an email or phone number, it will be better for you. Then button, you have a lot of button on your Android Studio. Say for example, you have a button like a regular button. uh, uh, this is the almost same. I just go back to the text view one more time just to show you. For example, if you just drag and drop, it will work just fine. And here's the another layout style I will touch pretty soon, not now. So you just drag and drop, it will work just fine. Because this is similar with the text view, that's why I didn't show up. So it's a like, this is text view, and this is a like you can edit the text inside. So you have, if you have like a lot of button options, you just drag and drop will work most of the time, all the time to be honest, but sometimes you might want to rearrange something here also. So if you just drag and drop uh, a button will show up on your screen. For example, I have a button. If I run this app one more time, you will see a button goes up. This is the thing we didn't expect it, but it goes to the up, but we can see a button. That's a good thing. So what is the reason it goes up? It's like a layout things. So you see like a line between these line helps you to align your button like where you want to be, because this alignment line, that means it will try to make it at the middle, this line, but there is no attribute at the top at the bottom. So you might want to do it like on the next to the hack AZ 2019 button. So just click on this one, it will just remove it and it will go up. Then connect this with that one. You see they are gonna be like comparatively close to each other. And if you want to make everything at the center, just drag and drop, it will work just fine. So you can just lay out the rest as you want. If you run it now, by the way, here's another options. Is it like I say I forget. All right, apply changes is little faster than the like running app from the scratch. So it is little faster. You will see the differences pretty soon. You see now we have a button as where we expected, and we have a like some gap between the text and the button. That's how you might wanna lay out your screen. So you have a like similar with this button, you have a like lot of button uh, and image button. That means you can have a picture inside your button. Sometimes you might want to like enlarge a picture. You have like a lot of picture, for example Instagram, maybe you have a like lot of friends picture. If you click one of the picture, this picture gets large. In that scenario you might wanna use the picture button. Also you have a like text check boxes. That means it like square things. If you tap on this button, it will just check that box. Also radio groups, switch, floating action button, short form fab, you will see on the Android design a lot. It's a like have you any of you heard about the material design? Ooh, awesome. This is a like design standard guideline Google created. So the most of the app right now they created based on the material design guideline. If you want to learn more, material.io is a like very nice website where you find like all the design philosophy over there. And if you want to have a look, you might go and check it out. It's a pretty website. So they are saying how you're gonna like design, how you should design your app. It's not only for the mobile app. You can design your like web app in the same way. Also, if any of you using, I have another workshop, or just forget now. If you're using any other programming language, you can apply the same design philosophy on your app. Also, the next one is widget. Widget is a like part of the view you want to render on your screen. View is a like normal view. It's nothing very interesting, but the image view, as I said before, is gonna show up the image. Web view, that will act just like your web browser. So if you have a link, and it will render the whole HTML page, like web page, on your inside your app. Maybe some of you already have seen like some apps, when you click a button it goes to like a web page kind of stuff, but inside in your app it never open your Google Chrome or any default browser. So this is the web view does. Video view, similar, explainable, like it plays a video. Calendar view, progress bar. So sometimes you might want to download something from the internet, or you may have a like play music, and the progress bar comes little by little every second. This is the thing you want to do with the progress bar. And progress bar round, or like something is loading, that is also a progress bar, because sometimes like you're at the middle center. I can show you. So something middle of your screen, sometimes something is like circling, that is called like a progress bar. So this widget you might want to show when you are loading some element on your app. Same is like the progress bar, it is horizontal, and sneak bar, maybe like the volume things, if you want to increase and decrease the volume kind of stuff. And search view rate bar, that means like if you want to rating some profile, like if you like some picture, the like heart symbol goes like goes to red. This kind of stuff you want to do with the rating bar. And horizontal divider and vertical divider, like if you have like a horizontal element, you might want to divide every single element. You can just put a divider horizontally or vertically. It will just make a division like this one. So it will just draw a line. Layouts. All right, here's most of the layouts, like they might act as a your road tree, as I said before. So here you will see like constraint layout. So constraint layout is like one of the most popular nowadays, because you can customize your layout based on the constraint one, because you can just draw a line from the edge of the screen and it will be on the center, or like whenever you want to have. So this is the main functionality having as constraint layout. So you can just move your screen, and based on the like this line to the edge, it will lay out your widget on the screen. Constraint, there is another view like sneak bar recycler view. That is the thing I already touched. And a lot of you, for to be honest, you might don't want to know it, but the card view is the interesting one. Sometimes you will see some app having like 3D element, kind of 3D looks like element, like at the bottom, like the background. If I have a, alright, say for example like the button, you see like the button, it goes little bit like top, like a 3D effect. This is the thing card view does. You will have like lot of type of options over there. Google is for like ad view, like when you have like lot of ads on your phone, Google Ads view will might take care of it. Also the map view. Map view is one of the popular, because Google Map, who doesn't use it? Because if you want to use the Google Map inside your app, you can just render the Google Map view on your screen, and you all the functionality on the Google Map you will have on your own app. Legacy, there is few other layout. From there, one of the most important one is the list view. You will see a 60 to 70% mobile apps, they have kind of anywhere they integrate with list. Say for example your contact app, or like if you just talk about the news feed on the Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, each post can act as a list element. So whole news feed can act as a list view. So list view is the one of the most important element of the mobile app development. Most of the app use the list view. It can be vertical, it can be horizontal, so it's up to you. So, and today I have a plan to use the list view on one of the sample app. We will gonna create a note taking app today live. Let's see. So this is the thing we can do. This is the most of the thing, most of the like introduction of the layout, what type of layout we have, and this is a layout. But the thing is, we want to access the layout on our source code. How you gonna do it? When you define a like layout, like say for example text view on your screen, on the right hand side, the very first thing, ID, this field is really important field. This field has to be unique for each and every widget on your app. That's how you can get the access of the single element. Say for example, if I write it like a text view, and I want to change the hack as text 2019 on with my source code, we can do it from here. uh, so we want to access the text view element, right? Text view element. So that way you can write text view. If you write it down, it will just directly import the class by it itself, so don't worry about the importing things. Text view, we can name it uh, hello text. Alright, here's the one of the function you're gonna use a lot on your entire Android programming. Find view by ID. This is the function you will use a lot in the programming. Find view by ID. That means it will find a view based on the ID you provide. How you gonna access it? It's a kind of like weird syntax. R dot layout dot oops, I'm sorry, r dot id dot text view. That means R is a like Android syntax is for the reference and ID is for ID. So it will go all the ID and find the text view as you define as ID as a text view. So if you define this text view as a like hello text, yes, then you will see like it will change. But if it doesn't change, it will give you like compiler error. You have to change it as a like hello text. So this name here has to match with the hello text here, like ID name here. Now we want to change the hack AZ 2019 with our code. So here we already have the access our text element like text view. So how you gonna do it? Hello text dot set text. That means we are wanna setting the text. Welcome everyone. So if you change the text on your code, you will never gonna see it on the layout, but when you run it, it goes to the onCreate method and it will run every single line by line. So you see, though I have a like hack AZ 2019, but I override it on my code, it override on the app. So everything you define on your onCreate method, it always on be in your screen, because onCreate method always run first before the program runs. Does it make sense? Any questions? Anyone? Cool. So that's how you can change the text. Now we can make a little bit interesting. Maybe we can tap this button. Right now the button we have, it doing nothing, right? So we can make something interesting. We can click on this button, maybe change this text when the button click. Let's do it. So for this one, you have to have access of this button on your code first. This is the first step. And second step, when you tap on this button, you want to change the text over there. So same as before, you will need to have an ID. So for button, I think just leave it button for now. So the ID is button. So how you gonna access it? So right now we have a button. Button is another separate class. Button is equal same as the before. Find view by ID r.id.button. Now you have the button element on your code. So if you want to do something when the button tap, button dot set on click listener. That means when you clicks on this button, it will invoke this function after that. So button dot set on click listener. Inside this method, you have to like pass another function. If you write it like new on click listener, it will just give you the suggestion. If you just press enter, it will just override that one by itself. So the function will be view dot on click listener. It is a another class, and it override another method that is on click. That means when you click on this button, this method here will be invoked. Does it make sense? Should I go slow or a little fast? Anyone? Or the same as now?
Well, when I took the CS 210
Mhm.
ago, when we were doing the Java FX stuff,
Mm-hmm.
we did something similar to that, except
That's right.
she had us doing it with
Lambda functions. Lambda functions, that is right. Lambda functions, I think you can do the same thing here too, but sometimes it's good to have like the suggestions they already provide. You just press enter. Android Studio sometimes is very smart. You don't you that makes you like less typing every single time. But the concept, everything. If any of you taken the 210 class CS 210, the Java FX. If you learn Java FX, this knowledge you can apply in your lot of GUI type app like applications. So similar with this one, like instead of lambda function, you can just invoke a direct functions. So on click, we wanna change the text inside like this one. Welcome everyone to like back to maybe what else? What can I write? Any idea? What should I change? So how are you gonna change it? First thing first. So we have the text view reference hello text. Hello text dot how you gonna change it? Set text, simple one. So we are want to pass a reference here. So the reference can be I am a change text. Alright, just a dummy text. Let's see how does it work. So if you run it, welcome everyone. If you click on this button, this text get changed. So that's how you can change one element with the other element. Like you can control one part of the screen with the other part of the like other interactions. It goes with the sure. It goes with the like button and text. You have questions?
Well, can you create elements on click and have them persist
Sure, you can.
outside of the function?
That's right, you can. You can create each and every element with the code. So sometimes you might need a like text view. Every time they press a button, new text view will create it and render on the screen. Sure, you can do it, of course. This is the way you can change one element with the other one. And what else? So we go over the button image view. All right, for the image view, I just want to touch a little bit for now. So if you want to have a like image view, uh, you might want to show some image from the your local storage, right? So just drag and drop here, and it will ask, just open a window where your image is right now. Maybe you can click on the Android, maybe the project. It will give you the like the for the just for demo, the icon, app icon you have right now. Just click on this one, it will just directly show you on your app. But if you want to create a new app, like download a new image or anything, on your drawable you can just leave your picture, just drag and drop over there, it should work. I don't want to go deep into image view because I have a plan to like create our full total app, like the note taking app. That's why I just want to like so that you can have a test creating like whole complete app. All right. um all right, let's start it with the like creating our app. So that way we are going to create our app. I think I did it by myself. it it will be like just a dummy app. It will be like this one. It will have like fab button, floating action button. So when you click on this button, it will go to the other screen with a like window. You can type a note and go down. If you save it, it should show here. So if you click it again, it will go up there. Then you can edit it again. It should get changed always. So this is the thing. I have a plan. I still have 40 minutes. Let's see how far I can go. And if I'm running out of time, I will try to post the whole thing on the GitHub, so you can have access the GitHub through the pages I gave it to you. And if you have a struggling, let me know. So let's do it. For now, here we need, so look at this page. What we need? Actually, we need a button to create a new node, and maybe a list view, because all the nodes we wanna see as a list one by one. So let's try with a just first create a fab button inside our code. Uh, if you want to do the fab button on your code, you have to download it should be very straightforward. Just click on this download icon, click OK. It should download itself. Should be very fast. And for now we are going to remove that one, remove this one too, drag and drop. All right, when you drag a for floating action button, they are asking for the icon inside. To access the icon, go to the Android folder, or just try write down on the search box add, because we want to add a new node. Maybe the green one or the white one, the circle one. Okay, it will work. But the thing is, now our floating action button at the center, but if you run it, all right, you will have an error because I remove all the element of the reference of the like previous one. So first thing first, you might want to comment that out. I'm gonna leave this code here for the future reference if you need that, so don't worry about it. So if you run it one more time, it will show you the screen, but the problem is your fab button is on the top right corner. This is the thing we don't want. We don't want it not there, not there. We want it here. How you gonna do it? Any idea? Any of you? This is our XML file. How we can make our button not here but always here. Any idea? Anyone? Yes. So like you remember like the squiggly line, you have to drag drag it from the here to the edge of the screen, so it will just grab the element as close as possible to the screen. So it will always show on the right of the screen, but we want it also the bottom, so you have to drag it to the bottom too. Boom. If we run it again one more time, you should see at the bottom. Nice. But thing is, to be honest, I don't like the button icon have right now. So if you want to change it, you can just source compact on your right hand side and just click on there, type it again, add. It should change here. And if you change that one, green maybe doesn't look good with the button color. Maybe if you just make the things background color also green, this looks nice a little bit. So this is the way you can change the background color, also on the button. And you can change a lot, as I said before. You can change the all the attributes, and if you need to access more, you can have it access all the element, and you can give the padding, want to like give a little bit of spacing. You can do a lot of crazy stuff, to be honest. Just play around sometimes. Do you have a question?
Yeah, you do like add and position and number of pixels and stuff like that.
Yes, you can do the with the number of pixels. But the problem with the pixels, you might want to run your app on the sometimes on the tablet, right? So if you hardcore it with the tab like pixel by pixel, then the view you are seeing on the phone when your screen is getting larger, this view might not looks good. That's why you might want to like do it in this way. Yes, you definitely would do it the pixel by pixel. Like here, rotation, you have a rotation, also like you have a like minimum height and weight. You can change the height and weight, also like the positions also.
So to prevent that, can you do it by percentage or something as well? That's really
On the percentage, yeah, I think you can do, but the thing is, if you do it the percentage, think about this way. If you do make it like 10%, when you render it on the tablet, 10% of the tablet might looks a little more bigger, and this web button looks like giant at the corner. But normally what you see, like this web button have like standard size each and every device. Even most of the most of the, I can show you the Gmail one. Gmail also like does the material design. This is same thing, like this is the same as the fab button. So if you like put it like 10%, this button will looks like way bigger. That's why you might want to do it. So that's why like they prefer to like drag and drop with the like edge, so that like it looks nice in every possible device you have. That makes sense?
yeah.
Cool. Right, now we have the fab button, but we also need the list view here, right? Because we have to like show our all the list one by one. So how are we gonna do it? Go back to the legacy, and we have the list view here. Just drag and drop. You can just drag the like floating action button uh, at the middle, because so that it always render at the top. And if you just put it there, just drag and drop, it should work. And for this ID, I'm gonna make the ID nodes, and the fab button, you can write the, like floating action button or fab for the like short form. Like you will heard a lot of time this name fab. This is for the fab button. All right, for the first time we are gonna do so how you gonna make a nodes? Think about this way. You might like, if you think this as like coding things, you might want to have a like list of a string, and each string might be a like giant node, right? So like you want to show the list one by one, and it will act like a list view. So let's do it. So we want to create a list that will be like static, and because we have like we want to access the same list view on the other screen, so just make a new list with the static public static node list of arrow list string nodes. So now you have a list, and I'm making it static so that all the classes in my app can have this access, and I also make it public too, because we are manipulating this list on our other view. That means another view means another class. That means we need to access this same list on the other classes too. And also the other thing, for this one you might need to render a list. you also need a what is it called, array adapter for the public. I'm just going to declare it here. I'm going to write down details on the code. So first, we want to access our list view. How are you going to access it? Here is our nodes, and we are putting ID as a node, right? So let's write it. List view node nodes is equal. Do you remember how you're gonna access the ID? Find view by ID r dot ID. R should be capital letter, by the way. R dot ID dot nodes. Now, tada! You have the list view reference. Now it's a little bit of weird, but the thing is, when you create a list view, you cannot a list view directly from this way. You have to have some kind of adapter. That's why I define adapter here, array adapter, just to make sure. Yes, it's gonna be array adapter. So you need to have some kind of array adapter so that you can render the list, like transfer a list to a list view, because we have a list here, list of nodes, and we want to render this list to a nodes. And to be honest, for the first time our list is very empty, right? So maybe on create method we want to put something on our list. So I'm gonna make a for loop for now. I'm gonna put f for 10 elements. Then I'm gonna add 10 element to our node list. I plus items. That means like I'm gonna 1 2 3 4 items, 1 items, 2 items, 3 items, just to like make sure. Just I'm gonna wanna make some dummy list for now to show it works. Yes, please.
So in the future, would that be where you would put like retrieving notes that have been saved?
Yes, that's right. So for future we have to use some kind of storage. We need to use like maybe device, or if you wanna use a like API, maybe like web call, then this is the place you wanna like access, get all the information from the node and render it. Now we fill our list with some dummy variable like dummy string. Now we wanna create an instance of our array adapter. Array adapter is equal new I forget that one. All right. On the array adapter, you need like 3 variable, I believe, right? You need a 3 variable. One is the context. Context means the context you are in right now, like the screen you are in, like in a current position right now. So the get application context means like the application main activity main, this context. So get application context will give you this access, and the next element will be, you are having a like whole list view, but in the whole list view each element is a like single tile, like single thing you want to define. So if you want to define this one, Android should already have by default built-in things. So if you want to access this list view already built in, just type on Android dot layout, no, Android dot r capital R dot layout dot simple list item 1. It's like a sum of the syntax in Android Studio. It's kind of like a nasty big one because they are, like if you're working with the Java, like they are having a reference one by one. So that's why like it gets a lot. So they are like a static, they are a enums. So they just hard coded these enums so that you don't have to create yourself by yourself. And the third element will be the list, right? Yes, the list you want to render. So what is our list? Nodes. Boom. And here you it's better, like Java is like strictly typed language, so it's better if you just put the type here. And seems like I have an error right now. Let's see what is the problem. Alright, sometimes you might see on the Android Studio some kind of error. Yeah, if you get confused, there is like some help from the Android Studio. If you are using Mac, if you click on the alt option button and the enter, it will give you some kind of suggestion what you might need. So sometimes if you see any like compiler error, like red line under anything, just type alter enter. It will give you like the option what you can do to like overcome this error. So if you just follow the first option, it will just add a new OS bundle and this error will goes away. That's simple. So most of the time on the Windows, I believe is going to be alter option, alter enter, and in Mac it's gonna be like in option enter. So this is your friend most of the time. If you have any error, that will help you. And after that, the last step, we just wanna make sure this array adapter get render like this list view here. Where is that? Okay, did you see another problem we have? I didn't notice, to be honest. Our list view, I name it nodes, and I just make it like very stupid mistake. And our array list, I name it nodes. Did you see like the biggest flaws I have right now? You never gonna want it on your app. So make sure you have a different things. That's why I have this error. So this is the thing that was my mistake. So you never wanna have a same name with two different variables. Every time make sure you have like every time you have like very unique variable name. Then you have to do you have to access the list view dot, and this is our list view, and we have to connect the list view with the array adapter together. So list view dot set adapter and array adapter. That's it. That's how you're gonna connect your list view with the array adapter. One more times, what does the array adapter does? It takes every element of your nodes of your list and render as a single element in a list. Let's see how does it looks like on our device. Wow. So we have like 0 to 9 element right now with a Fab button, and everything is a clickable list. So now in future we wanna like change our dummy list with like real nodes. And now here's another thing we wanna do. If we tap on this Fab button, we wanna go to another new activity, right? Because until now our app is just only one page app. It is nothing very like interesting, but most of the app you will see in your entire life have more than one pages. So if you want to create more than one page app, how you gonna do it? Go to the file, new, go to the activity. Everybody in the same page. Click on the like same as before empty activity. We want to create another empty activity. That means another new page on our app. Just click on there. Now you will see the same window you have seen before. So here you have to define the word, the activity name you want to name it. Maybe node activity, nodes activity, and everything is same as before. Source language Java. By the way, Java is one way to write Android code. If you want to know, if you know Kotlin is another language from the Google, you can write Android app with the Kotlin too. And just a side note, you can create mobile apps with Dart and Flutter. The advantage of creating apps with Dart and Flutter, you can just write only one code and this application will run in both Android and iOS. That means you don't have to learn Android specifically or Swift specifically. So if you know the Dart and Flutter, only one code, you might able to run like one single code in two different operating system. And also this Dart and Flutter from the Google is getting so much popular. They are having options to run your app like single app on your desktop too. So it is coming up. It's not published yet. So and I am having this workshop tonight, hopefully 10 11:30 or 9:30. So just to make sure when, because I might change my workshop time. So if you have time, just check out this one. I'm really excited for that one too, because that is really awesome. Like you have to like code only once and it will run everywhere, and this looks so cool, trust me. So here back to the slide. Here's your other activity. Click on finish, and this activity, see, they create another activity, another source code. And also if you go to the res layout, they also create another XML file for you. This XML file, that means for you another page. So for now we wanna just, when we tap on the Fab button, we just wanna go from this first page, from this page to the page we created. That means we want to indent from first page to the second page. How you gonna do it? First thing first, we want to have the access our Fab button, because in our code we didn't reference our Fab button yet. So floating action button, as same as how you're gonna access the button, find view by ID. Now when you tap on this button, you want to invoke a function. So did you remember how you're gonna do it? How did you do this before? Fab.set on click listener. Got it? Now you have to define a new new view.onClick listener. It will give you the whole functions. Now this function we have to define how you wanna go from one page to another page. Make sense? Any question until now? All right. So to go from one page to another page, it's a little different syntax. It's like indentation, indent. You have to import a class. Oh no, I just want to grab my code from the previous one. Where is it? Where is it? Intent. Intent. So it's another class. It will import the class. All right. This will take some variable name. It will take from which page you wanna go from to other page. So we wanna go from this page. This means like this activity. So if you just reference this as like JavaScript, it should work, and it will just by default it will grab this means like this activity, and you wanna go to the nodes activity dot class. Just to make sure am I right. Right. Sometimes it is possible like this reference cannot be found, so in that scenario you might wanna reference this context by get application context in this way. Sometimes this will work, but sometimes it doesn't like it. So if you if didn't like it, just make it specifically like say it out loud, get application context. That means the current context you want to go from the current context to the nodes activity dot class. Here is one important thing. Though it's a Java code, most of you know like when Java compile, they compile to dot class file. So you have to name as a like class, not that like a source code. Then we just make our indentation, but we have to start it. So if we just start activity indent, so if we do this, when we run it one more time, let's see what does it do. So we have this button right now, we have this view right now. If we click on the Feb button, boom, it go to the new screen. Go back, go back to the like other screen. Got it? Awesome. Now we can go to the next screen. Now in this page we might want to have something like editable text view and maybe one button for now, because I am running out of time. Let's see how fast I can go. So now we are gonna go to the activity nodes XML file, and we go to the text, and we wanna, because nodes can be like long text, that means like it can be like multi-line text. So just grab it here or there, both of them work. And if you like resize it, resize this way, and you might want to like leave it as a top. So just make sure you just put it at the center, and that means it will render it will attach elastic at the bottom, but I don't think you want this. I think you want it at the top, so that for now. And if you just resize that one, just resize this way. And this is our text view, and we might want to have a button to save the text, like save the node. So go to the button and drag and drop over there. In this button we're gonna change the button name. So if you go to the text view, text, in this here you just save, it will change it on the text view text. That means the text on the button. So we always wanna have this next to the our text view, also like on the bottom of the screen, so that it will be at the middle of the bottom of the screen and the inside the edit text. Just just to make sure it looks nice, I'm gonna run it one more time. If you click on this button, you see we will have right now we have like edit text and a save button now. Boom. All right, and we will need like reference, uh, edit note. I'm gonna make my note name as a edit note and the save button as a save button. And we are going back to the node activity. So here we want to access our this edit text and this button. First we are gonna access our edit text. So this is how we can get our access our edit text. And if we want to access our the save button, that was a button. Same way, find view by id art.id.save. Now when user click on the save button, here's another thing. Right now all right, for now okay, all right, when user save a button, click on the button like save, whatever text we have inside our edit text, we want to store this text to our list on the main activity. Save. Do you remember how you're gonna like track when we track a like axis? We click on this button, set on click listener, new. On click listener, it will give you the shortcut. And right now when the user click on this button, we want to grab all the text we have on the node text. So first we want to access our main array on the main activity, right? This array, these nodes. How you gonna do it? Main activity dot nodes. It will give you the nodes and add. That means we want to add the array to add the string we have right now to our array. And how you're gonna access the array of our of the edit text? This is our node text. So node text dot get text. That means it will give you the text inside our edit text box. And here's the another thing. Our array is a like string, and our edit text also a string. But sometimes this field might be a number field. So that means always you have to convert this number to a string. It's super easy on Java. When you write to string, boom, it will just change. So that means every time we call this method, so we are accessing the nodes array from the first class main activity dot nodes. Add to this array anything inside our edit text. After that, they click on the save button. We wanna go back to the main page again because they save it. We don't wanna see. We don't wanna stay in the same page anymore. So it should be the very simple one. As before, intent. So this is the like so we have to go from current context, get application context, to main activity dot class and start activity indent. Let's check it out. Now we have a dummy list. If you click on the fab button, we go back to our editable page. Hello world for the first time. And if we save it, it should go to the first page also save this list on our array. You see, it save our list to our array. Yes, we are having a problem now. We are storing the same data again and again. Do you know the reason? Anyone? What is the bug? The bug is when you call the onCreate method at the beginning of the time, you call this for loop, right? From 1 to 10. Then you add hello world. But then when you go back to this activity, this for loop call again. That's why you see all the list another time on the array. But right now our array is workable right now. So now we might don't wanna have this array for loop anymore. So remove comment it out and run the code one more time. For the first time we have nothing because we don't have any nodes right now. Go to the fab button. This is my very node. Click on the save. It should be there. Now I want to add second node. If you click on that one, it goes there. But the thing is, like, every time you create a new node, you might want it at the top always, not at the bottom, right? So that way you can do it, you just have to input the node at the 0 element. So where the place you declare like add here, if you just put it as a like 0 index, so you always want to add the node at the first element as a first element. That's how you always the current node will be at the top every single time. Run it one more time. This is the first node. It should be there, only one element. Now I have a new node now. So this node I want it at the top, very top. Save. I have a new node now. So that means you always the most current node will be at the top. This is a like very simple trick you can apply. So always add instead of adding at the bottom of the list, just adding at the top. That's the way you can access the most current things at the top. Here's another thing we wanna do. This is the very important thing. Sometimes we wanna edit our existing node. Maybe we click on this node or go to the page, but we didn't code it yet. That means when we click on any tile, we want to like get the index number of the list and want to edit the same one. So I have just only 2 minutes. I'm gonna just show you this one. You know what, if you don't mind, because I have to end it by 4. If you wanna see it, I will post everything on the GitHub. It should be very straightforward. All right, I think I can go over this one from here. So when you have a list view here, set on click listener as the same as the like button listener. When you click on this one, so it will give you like array adapter view dot set. So it will give you like auto fill up code. So when you on click item, that means when you click on single item, it will give you the parent item. You don't have to worry about it. It will give you the view. Don't worry about it. It will give you the positions. These positions is same as their one. This position is 0. That means it matches with our array index. So this is the same as our array index, 0. So if we want to like just send the index to one screen to another screen, we will have the access to this element. Same as that one. If we have the like access to the this index, and pass this variable from one page to another page, then we have the access, and this is the way you can pass a variable. So this is the way you can pass a variable. The way you can pass a variable, when you define your indent method, just leave a like constant as a put extra with a variable name, index id, and the position will be like 0 to 1, and then start activity. Then it will go to the like, it will give you the variable name and go to the next activity. And when you go to the second activity, to access the variable, you have to like declare this method. Oh, shit. You have to declare this method, indent is equal get indent, and that way you can get the node id by indent dot get int extra. If you send a string, you can say access the same way, get string extra. If you send a double, you can get it by get double extra is equal node id is this name has to be matched with this name. And by default, if none of the value is passed, by default you can have any value to like track of. Then you can do some calculation here, like if it is -1, that means you don't want to edit a new one, like this is the way I drag off that one, and otherwise I'm editing this box. Let me show you this one. And also I have checked a few of the like security check. If the box is empty, I'm not gonna save it, I'm gonna delete it. Or if the person click on the fab button, then I'm gonna create a new node. Or if the person click on, oh no, or if the person click on the existing node, I'm gonna edit the previous node. So that was my node app. So if you click on there, if you save it, and I also add the like delete functionality, I will promise that I will post all the code on my GitHub, so it will be there. So if you want to see the code base, just go there, arfan.me hackaz 2019 Android/Android. If you go to this page, I have all the things. Also I'm trying to like upload the video I'm creating, like I already recorded the video, and here's my GitHub example, and I haven't uploaded yet, but it will be updated very soon. I'm gonna update push all the code, so you can access all the code from here. Just to be sure, I have few resources for you, and this is like a course from Stanford. So like every semester on the winter, Stanford run like classes, and this is about Android programming, so the CS 193A. So if you just go over the list, you will see like class from 2019, 2017, 2016. There's a like huge resource for you. So if you want to like learn more about Android programming, just go over the list and you will learn a lot. Also there is few extra information, like extra link they already provide. Say for example, this is like another tutorial.
Well, hello, Internet.
This is another tutorial. You will have like 29 tutorials at the same time about Android programming. So I think this is a very good resource for the tool if you learn more about Android programming. Just I already linked it on my page. Again, the page link is orphan.me/hackaz2019/Android. Yeah, it's that one. I'm sorry this page looks so dummy. I'll try to make it like a little Okay, because I have created this website just half an hour ago, to be honest. So that's why it's so. So I recorded this video like after 1 p.m. because I realized it might be important for you guys. So that's why I did it. And any other questions? I have to wrap up now. Sure, please. Hmm. Hmm. So you wanna like button in other view? Mhm. It's okay. You can continue. Any other questions? All right, and another like just to make sure, like I have another workshop tonight. It probably on 9:30 or 11:30 because from 9 there will be a very hypnotized activity will be go, and most of the people don't want to go there. So just to make sure, agenda. If you want to join the other one, it is that programming Dart and Flutter. I highly encourage you if you join there. And this is about like creating apps both from for Android and iOS from a single code base. So you don't have to learn Android separately. You don't have to learn Swift separately. You can learn only Dart and Flutter, and you can create apps from a single base. Even a lot of the reputed company creating apps from the Dart and Flutter. So for example, Alibaba. If you any of you like heard about it, Alibaba. Alibaba creating their Android and iOS app with the Dart and Flutter. So it's like Google announced this technology like Dart and Flutter last month, but it get popular, so much popular by now. So and I learn it, I love it. That's why I want to learn. I want to teach it to you guys. So if you have times and if you want to, just check out this workshop too. And that's it for now. And if you have any questions, you can email me. My email is arfan@email.arizona.edu. This is my email. If you have any questions, shoot me an email. And that's it for now. And you have a question, right? Just come. Or any of you have any other questions, just talk to me.
Are there any software requirements for the Dart?
Uh, to be honest, if you have the Android Studio, it should work. But I like Visual Studio more. You just have to like plug in, download just two plugins. One is for Dart, and the other one is for Flutter. Are you here for the?
No.
Yeah, I was at another thing which I was interested in, came in late, and I had an old version of Android which I hadn't used much, installed in 2016. I did uninstalled it last night, installed the latest version, which took ages and ages. Not the download so much, but the installation. And then I started up there at the back, and it took ages, and then it said there was a couple of files I couldn't download because of a license. After about 20 minutes, I figured out how to do it, and then it's now up and working, but I hadn't had a chance to follow you. Just saying I didn't realize it was such a problem. So I'll have to look at it at your. So I wrote down those, which I've got actually, in your email address. When are you going to have these?
Updated web page.
webpage?
I will try to update everything by today or tomorrow, by this weekend, by Monday. For
Well,
sure.
Monday's a holiday anyway, but anyway,
Yeah.
okay. So, because will it go through everything you had in the?
Yeah, I already recorded my lecture today.
Sorry?
So I already recorded my lecture from the beginning.
Yeah.
So I hope you will find everything here. And if you need any resources, I already have some resources, or email me.
Okay. It's just I didn't realise that it had when I got it started. I started Android and it said it was missing 2 files because of a license.
The thing is about the Android. Android don't sell the license. Right. You wanna use that one? I just wanna. Android don't